The Kyoto Protocol was adopted in 1997 and came into force in 2005 as a tool for the international community to combat climate change. The Clean Development Mechanism, also known as CDM, supports global environment and development goals through innovative use of private sector market forces. A certificate, which can be used to comply with greenhouse gas emissions reduction commitments, is issued against investment in climate-friendly technologies in developing countries. These certificates are tradable, and a whole market has been created around them. In 1997, when the Kyoto Protocol was signed, there was a sense of being pioneering.
If I would remember something from Kyoto, I think was the unique creativity that came over from this process.
After more than 10 years of carbon finance, many would say the CDM has been a success story.
Carbon finance has allowed developing countries to begin to identify mitigation options, and it has certainly helped, of course, industrialized countries to bring down the overall cost of mitigation under the Kyoto Protocol. But perhaps most importantly, carbon finance, the traditional carbon finance, the market, the CDM and JI, has really laid a very, very solid groundwork.
The CDM has been particularly successful in Latin America and East Asia.
We have a local government-based project on landfill gas recovery for energy. And for that, we have a very clear environmental benefit and social benefit to the community. Not only are we able to capture the methane from the existing controlled dump site, the electricity is now being used to provide lighting to the entire community. And there's even a common ironing area, so that the communities can actually go there and iron their clothes. And even though the laundry women who make money out of providing laundry services don't have to pay for electricity because it is provided from the methane gas that's captured from the landfill.
However, the CDM has also faced serious obstacles in implementation of projects, particularly in Africa.
Unfortunately, in many African countries, we still have many challenges as far as those criteria are concerned. In many countries, you will find still room for progress to be made as far as governance is concerned, as far as transparency is concerned. And that's something that hinders this type of investment.
But there are also success stories in Africa. Proactive governments, a welcoming investment climate, and unique opportunities have all contributed to the successful implementation of projects, which now serve as role models for future developers.
Through carbon financing, we've been able to construct a mini hydro plant, which is going to supply energy to the population, and in so doing, we hope it will reduce on deforestation. But also through carbon financing, we've been able to assist the communities to plant trees, planting trees to improve on the watershed, planting trees to improve on soil conservation, planting trees to provide building materials later on. Of course, this is the beginning. We wish that there could be more funds under carbon financing.
The CDM program of activities allows bundling of efforts. Small-scale projects that would otherwise not have been implemented can be included as part of a program of activities.
The programs of activity allow us to do things that are very difficult as standalone projects, like highly distributed projects that often have a major benefit for, in particularly poor communities, like efficient cook stoves that can reduce indoor air pollution, or compact fluorescent light bulbs that can cut energy use or household biogas activities. And finally, the programs of activities, once registered, have, as I've mentioned, much lower transaction costs, which make them a good modality to get carbon markets to work better in the poorest countries, those countries that actually need carbon revenues the most but have so far not benefited from them. If you look at a map of where CDM projects are in the world, it's black in Africa and lit up in India, China and Brazil. But it's really the African countries that need CDM revenues the most, and the programs of activities are a way towards achieving that objective.
Because the uncertainty about how the carbon market will continue after 2012, when the first commitment period of the Kyoto Protocol expires, additional mechanisms are being explored to serve the need for global climate change action.
We know that mitigation needs to be scaled up quite urgently, and therefore it's quite evident that mitigation will have to have several sources of financing, the market being one based on offsets, but there will have to be other complementary avenues for as incentives for mitigation, and that is what we are beginning to call climate finance, where developing countries will be helped in their mitigation efforts, but not on an offset or market-based system, but rather based on their own national efforts.
Whatever the actual instruments of successful climate change mitigation and adaptation action may look like, the CDM has been a successful pioneer instrument that set the scene for a greener future.